Welcome back to a brand new episode of Gen Z BTC. It's me, Satoshi Guapamoto. And today I just wanted to drop a quick video talking about how MicroStrategy has been included into the Nasdaq 100 and what this means for the future of the stock. First off, this is a monumental achievement considering that this is the first time Bitcoin is getting exposure to one of the biggest indexes in the United States. Okay, this is billions of dollars of passive flows that will be indirectly put into Bitcoin because they're going directly into a Bitcoin adjacent company. All right, Michael Saylor has taken his company from the trough of the 2008 financial crisis, where the stock almost went to zero, all the way into one of the top 100 companies in the world. Absolutely insane, and there's still so much growth to go. So the initial flows are going to come towards the end of the month, right? Based on some numbers that they're throwing out over at MicroStrategy True North, all right, the Quant Bros. We're looking at about $2.1 billion flowing into the stock directly. That's just from the QQQ. And then you have to think that there's the 3x long and 3x short QQQ, who also will need to hold a certain amount of shares, right, in order to have the proper weight in the index. And what we're going to see happen is MicroStrategy could now have their bonds become rated, right? Their credit worthiness has increased because they're now part of the QQQ, the Nasdaq 100. They're a major company. They're a serious company. They've always been a serious company, but their credit rating on their bonds that they issue could go up, right? That makes them more attractive, all right? People are going to be more willing to have a negative yield, right, on those bonds, all right, have a negative interest rate. Because right now they went from like 1% interest rate to a 0%. Now they're about to go into negative territory. And long story short, all this means is that more people want MicroStrategy and more people want that indirect exposure to Bitcoin. They want those Bitcoin-backed bonds, all right? And that means more money for MicroStrategy to pile into Bitcoin, more volatility to the upside for MicroStrategy. Again, when he's issuing shares, when he's tapping the ATM, you're increasing the amount of shares outstanding, you're increasing the market cap, right? But the price is staying slightly flat, right? Because there's so much buying pressure, there's so much upward pressure, right? Then, because there's more shares available in the market, the Nasdaq 100, in order to keep the same weight in the index, they have to go long on those shares that they created, right? You have to hold a certain amount of shares. And if they're continually increasing the amount of shares in their index, again, this is the flywheel. I've already illustrated this multiple times. If you don't get it, then again, just go back, watch some of those old videos. Watch MicroStrategy True North, okay? These guys have the analysis that, they've already predicted the future. Like, it's not that hard. It's just about being able to be a divergent thinker. That's really what I wanted the key of this video to be. Now we're turning this into a rant video, okay? We need people like, the Full Send podcast guys who don't know what they're talking about, who are super anti-MicroStrategy, who are anti-Bitcoin. We need the people who are scared that, Bitcoin's going to get hacked because Google made a quantum chip that's literally 1/1,000,000th the necessary power in order to actually hack Bitcoin, but I'm not going to do any research. I mean, someone said it's going to hack Bitcoin. I saw it on Twitter, so I guess I'm going to go ahead and follow that narrative, right? I don't know what's going on, but we need people like that. We literally need people who don't know what they're talking about. It's extremely important that we have unintelligent people who are extremely arrogant and don't know what they're talking about, because they give us free money. They give us free money. How do they give us free money? Okay. First, they give us free money by not buying Bitcoin, right? At these low prices. Bro, it's $100,000. What do you mean low prices? Like I just said, they give us the opportunity to stack more Bitcoin at low prices, okay? They're not making any more Bitcoin. Because of that, as demand continues to grow, the only way to try to increase the supply is by getting people to let go of their coins at higher prices. These are low prices. You can come back to this video anytime and you'll be like, yeah, you know what, that kid was right. Yeah, pretty obvious. Then we have people who are doing things like, I'm going to short MicroStrategy. Well, why are you shorting MicroStrategy? Oh, well, because, first off, it's just a Ponzi scheme. I can't explain to you why, but it just is. Okay. And secondly, the amount of Bitcoin that they hold is only 30 billion. It's only 40 billion, but the company's worth 100 billion. Okay. They're trading at more than 2 times their net asset value. They should be worth so much less. They should be worth exactly the amount of Bitcoin that they hold. Notice that no one else does that for any other company. Okay. Apple is trading at a huge premium to their book value. Okay. Microsoft trading at a huge premium to their book value. Okay. Only idiots try value in companies like that. Okay. Forward looking. They're looking at forward looking expectations of the company. That's the first thing. And secondly, there are some things you literally cannot put a price on. What is the price of the Apple brand? No one knows, by the way. What's the price of some of the software that Microsoft is able to deliver to corporations and to individuals? And what will that be worth in the future? They're not exactly sure, but they try to price that. The market tries to price that by looking at the price today. Okay. And then as it goes up into the future, which it will, by the way, Microsoft's going to go up. Apple's going to go up. Bitcoin's going to go up, right? MicroStrategy is going to go up. These are forward looking. All right. And it's not just going to go up because I just said that. Like, I'm not just guessing randomly. Based on the fundamentals of the company, yeah, that's what makes it go up. That's how we go into the future where stocks go up. That's why stocks only go up. You know what I mean? Because one of the money printer, right? When you're printing money, the valuation of dollars goes down, which means that the entire stock market, which is an asset, gains in value because the dollar is crashing in value. That's the first thing. And then secondly, it's because all stocks are forward looking. They have guidance. They're literally looking at how can we make more money, be more effective, have better revenue, better profit streams. You know what I mean? Like, that's what companies do. That's what Microsoft is doing. It's like, MicroStrategy. That's what MicroStrategy is doing. Bitcoin's the best store of value asset ever. More people are going to keep buying it because they don't want to lose money. We should probably buy as much as we can. Seems pretty obvious. But instead, people are not going to be able to see that. They're not going to be able to understand that. And then they short the stock. That means that we got money for free because they shorted the stock. That just means that they have to buy the stock later. You know what I mean? When they really don't want to, they're forced to buy it at higher prices, which then creates this squeeze type of situation where the price just violently gaps up. Right? And then they look back and they're like, oh my God, why did I do that? Oh, that was so stupid, dude. I was shorting it at $400. Now it's $700. Oh my God, why? Why is the market so irrational? Right? Why is the market so irrational? Even though, again, they just haven't done any research. This is financial engineering of the highest order, right? And because we haven't seen anything like this, of course, people aren't going to get it. When the first iPhone dropped, again, Microsoft, those guys, they're complete morons. The board at Microsoft, some of the higher ups, they're talking about, it's not a very good email machine because it doesn't have a keyboard. And it's also $500. There's no way it could possibly catch on. But we'll see, I guess. Yeah, I guess we will see. And we've seen how that played out. Didn't go very well for them. And of course, what did they try doing? They tried getting into the phone space. They dropped the Windows Phone. It's garbage. No one wants their trash, horrible product because they don't know what they're doing and they need to stay in their lane. And then, that went to zero. It's a lot better if they just keep making software like Microsoft Teams. Okay, that's the only thing that they're decent at. All right, and that's fine. Find the thing that you're decent at. Go ahead and do that. MicroStrategy, they're really good at buying Bitcoin, getting people to buy Bitcoin because they have legal obligations. Like, they can't just buy Bitcoin outright. Maybe they can't buy the Bitcoin ETF. What they can buy is bonds. Okay. The bond market's $300 trillion. Okay. MicroStrategy is going to capture 1% of the bond market. That's $3 trillion off the top. That's a low ball, by the way. So, there's people who get it and people who don't get it. Most people don't get it. And you need those people. You need those people. If everyone got it, then there'd be no growth because everyone already understands it. Everyone already understands Apple. There's not that much growth left. Everyone already understands Microsoft. Not that much growth left. Nobody understood Apple when they were dropping the first iPhone. That's why the price was so much lower. Why don't you look up the price of Apple in 2008? Yeah, no one understood what was happening. Pretty good time to buy it. Now everyone understands it. No one cares. No more movement. No more volatility. It's over. No one understands MicroStrategy. Probably a good time to do some studying and see if this type of investment is right for you. Probably a good idea. Probably a good idea to do that. Most people aren't going to do it. And that's why we have to thank them. They are our heroes. The people who don't get it are heroes. Do you understand? That is always true. So whether it's just Bitcoin, MicroStrategy, Apple, Any investment you can think of, the people who don't get it are heroes because they are going to get it. It's just going to take them about 5 years once it's already the biggest thing on earth. Then all of a sudden they get it, right? So all the people who are shorting, they are literally giving us free money. They're absolute heroes. So shout out to MicroStrategy making it to the Nasdaq 100. Could we see a sell the news event on Monday? Potentially. But in the long run, you're going to see that MicroStrategy by themselves is going to get the Nasdaq above the S&P 500, right? And then the S&P 500 is going to be compelled in order to, provide value to their shareholders to include MicroStrategy in the S&P 500 if they don't want to keep losing money, like bleeding value, getting outperformed by other indices. Pretty obvious what they need to do. And again, might not be obvious right now, but it's going to be pretty obvious as we look back. Like again, Germany selling all their Bitcoin. Yeah, that was a really great idea. They missed out on billions of dollars and they're going to continue missing out on money. And it's so pointless because they're just going to have to buy it back in the future. Like just so stupid, bro. So that's really all there is to it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching and enjoying this rant on this lovely Saturday. If you enjoyed, like, comment, and subscribe. Share it with someone who might find it somewhat entertaining. And shout out to all the people who don't get it. They are our heroes. So thank you. See you guys on the next one. And remember, stack, sats, or die trying.